So we're going to paint another sprite, and this one is going to be the sun. So I'm going to go for a yellow style sun. I'm just going to go for the circle, and we'll make a sun like so. I'm actually going to move this one up a little bit. I'm not going to center this one for the moment. Actually, I will center for the moment, but I'll move it in a bit. I'm going to go to the paintbrush and draw in some beautiful style sun action there. Great, look at that. If I go back to the select tool, I can select the whole lot, and I'm going to move that up to about there. And the reason is we're going to use the sun as a timing device, so that when the sun comes down and touches the water, we want something to happen at that point. So that's the reason I'm moving the sun above that main point, because I want the action to happen right there, not in the center. Okay, so that's our sun. That's all good. What I'm going to do is just make that 30 in terms of the size. So you can adjust the size of your sprite here. And the bird, I will make that 40. And I can just move those down to the side so I can see everything. So that's great. So we've got a sun and a bird. The next thing I'm going to do is make another sprite, and I'm going to make some berries. Let's go for if I go for red and then I bring it right down, it should look a little bit more like brown wood. And I'm going to get a paintbrush and maybe make that slightly bigger, maybe up to 40 or so, around there. And then I'm going to do this, and then it will go like that, something approaching that. I'm then going to grab the circle tool and do that, except I would like red, and then another one there, and go back to select tool so I can move it around a bit, and that should be good. I'll make that one a little bit more ovally. Great. That's the berry which is going to fly around, and we're going to run after that with the bird. I will make that small as well. Maybe 30, maybe even 25 for the moment. Now, one thing to be really careful of when you're making these sprites, and that is, let's say I've got the paint tool, the paintbrush, and I've made something here, and then especially if you're doing finer work, if you're doing something small, and you just happen to do that, and you don't notice it or you don't really think about it, and you've got this tiny little dot there, which you can see just here. What that will do is, if you say, I want this sprite here to interact with something else, it's going to see it starting there. It's not going to see it starting here or there. And so this can really muck you up in terms of interaction. So be very careful. And if you think you may have made some kind of little dot which you can't even see, one good thing to do is to find a contrasting color, and then get a square and go over the whole lot, and then put it at the back, and then you can see really clearly, okay, right, I've put a dot of red there, and I really didn't mean to do that. So then you go and grab a large eraser, a rubber, and that's gone. And then you can select and knock off that one, and well, that's still there. Okay, maybe you need to do it when the other one is not there. Great, so we've cleared that up, but that one can really trip you up, and you can spend a long time looking for bugs when in fact it's just actually a tiny little dot that you've made. Okay, so the next thing that we might do is duplicate those berries, and we're going to grab the same color, grab the brush, move it up around 40, and let's make some more of these, because this is going to be the berries that you've collected, or that the bird's collected. And so we want to make it clear that you've got some berries to protect from the monkey, which is trying to get them. Alright, so that's great. Happy with that.